tiring day for you, but please bear with us and please gather your energies for this session. Our session title is Transforming Agriculture System for Food Security, a World Without Hunger. This session brings together our distinguished experts who have dedicated their careers to addressing this challenge that lie at the intersection of climate change, agriculture, and food security. Without further ado, I would like to introduce our panelists. First of all, we have His Excellency Ambassador Dr. Mohammed Nafis Zikria, Executive Director COMSETS, which is an intergovernmental international organization with 27 state members. And it has a remarkable representation across the world. I would like to invite him for opening remarks. Please, sir.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum everyone. Very good afternoon. I extend a very warm welcome to our distinguished speakers, experts who are going to talk about how to make this world a world without hunger. It is today's side events topic, transforming agriculture system for food security. My name is Ambassador Dr. Mohammed Nafis Zikria. I'm Executive Director of COMSETS, which is an international organization, intergovernmental organization of 27 member states. COMSETS is short of this Commission on Science and Technology for Sustainable Development. Although our membership is as good or as large as the European Union, we have an added feature where we have 25 centers of excellence affiliated with this organization across the globe. We have 13 countries from Asia, 12 countries from Africa, and 2 countries from Latin America. So our footprint is in 3 continents. It's an organization that has its outreach through partnerships with the international organizations, including the United Nations, UNFCCC, we are also the observer of it, and many other organizations actually. Now, climate change, you see it from the context on the perspective of food security. I think food security in itself, independently, is an aspect that is to be looked into. Climate change has been impacting adversely the food production across the globe because the weather patterns have been changing very fast, unpredictably. And of course, there had been, floods of biblical proportions. There had been earthquakes and many other catastrophic events that has devastated not just the infrastructure and unfortunately the taken a huge toll on the human lives, but it has also destroyed the livelihood of the people. So these things are impacting and endangering the food security for the times to come. Initially, the attention of the world was drawn to food security in the context of not just the weather situation or the weather crisis, but because of the growing, population, fast-growing population of the world, and the countries' focus shifting from agriculture. Even those countries which were mainly the agriculture countries and agrarian economy based, they were shifting slowly and gradually because of the urbanization of the rural areas where you have this agriculture sector usually located. So that has brought attention to different technologies. We have application of technology so that the agriculture yield could be increased. This was one challenge. Many countries have excelled in that. There are but many countries that have actually yet to get where they should be, and but they will be, inshallah, with the combined efforts of the countries that have acquired some expertise in this area. We have experts sitting here who are from the agriculture sector. For example, they're related to it. They're expert. They have the expertise. Mr. Minhaj Khokar. He's into precision agriculture, and he has the expertise, he has acquired knowledge. He's from Silicon Valley. He has his own farm in Pakistan, which is the only farm which is aquaponics based, system based. And there are other soilless system in Pakistan, hydroponics, aeroponics, but aquaponics is the latest of its type. And aquaponics has a lot of advantages over other, soilless agriculture systems. So he will most probably throw light according to his expertise in that area. So that falls in the category of precision agriculture. Then, because everything is controlled, but he's going to go into the details of that. We have with us Dr. Moeed Asadar, and he's from Royal Science Society, Jordan. He's an expert in the agriculture sector. He's also going to share his views and expertise as to how we can help make tomorrow's world a hunger-free world. And then we have Mr. Peter Huang from China, who is into agriculture sector, but his field at the moment is located in Pakistan. So he's going to share his experience of both China and Pakistan, I believe. So let's hear them out, and I wish everyone good luck. I think those who could not make it to this, session would be missing this very beneficial information that we are going to actually get from these experts. So thank you very much, and let's hear them out.
May I invite Dr. Almada Sayed, Dr. Water, Environment and Climate Change at Royal School Society of Jordan for his presentation.
Sorry.
You can come over here.
Uh, should I go there? Okay. So thank you so much. I'm really pleased to be with you. Thank you so much for having me. I don't know. It's not working maybe. So anyway, probably I need to. Okay. So thank you so much. I'm really pleased to be with you today. My name is Al Muayyad Al Sayed. I am from Royal Scientific Society. I'm the director of Water, Environment, and Climate Change Center. And in fact, we work in all aspects of agriculture, water, and environment. Do you hear me? I think you hear me. Okay. And and in fact, what's unique in RSS at Royal Scientific Society that we don't address food problem aside of water and environment problem or climate change problem. So we believe in nexus. So we address water, food, energy, and ecosystem together. Today, in fact, I'm gonna just present the concept of food security, and I'm quite sure that you are aware of this concept. But just to refresh our mind, so I'm gonna go through the concept food security. What are the dimensions of food security? What are the indicators of each dimension, so that we can say that we have reached to the level of food security. And I'm gonna go quickly through the challenges, the main challenges of food security. So probably the presentation is not working. So sorry. It's not empty. I'm quite sure. Yes, please. Thank you so much. So, once again, sorry. So once again, in order to reach to the level of food security, it is quite important. It's crucial, in fact, to consider energy and water and ecosystem together. So it is like, as I mentioned, it's a nexus. So the definition of food security. Okay, I'll jump to the dimensions. Shall I wait?
Yeah,
I'll be waiting a couple of minutes. Excuse me. Sorry. No worries. Okay. So, if you want this text, I will start with once they sorted out this. Would you like to start?
I don't use the PPT, so I can start.
You can start.
Yeah. So you can work out.
Exactly. Just a second.
It's working. Hello, everyone.
Yeah.
No response.
yeah.
Okay. Nice to meet you all here. And I'm Peter Huang. I'm from China. Currently, I'm based in Pakistan. So I've been in Pakistan for 2 years, and I'm working in Pakistani related affairs for more than 5 years. So, including agriculture, but that's not all. So, for agriculture, we have this project that we have working on this project for over 3 years. It starts in 2019, and we started the first time to visit Pakistan. And then somebody said, hey, Pakistan is the potential in agriculture, you come and check. And it will surprise you. And then our company chairman and with a delegation, they visited Pakistan. And they found that the labor cost is really low. Like it is just these days is about 800 rupees per day, and in China it can be about 4,000 rupees or 5,000. So they identified that the Pakistan potential, and then we studied the chili cultivation and also chili contract farming. And we also faced a lot of challenge in Pakistan due to the culture difference, due to the also the policy. There are many differences. So, but finally, we have made an achievement after about 4 years of hard work. So this year, our target is still 15,000 acres contract farming in Pakistan. And it's not only about the contract farming, because in Pakistan is the 4th largest chili producing production country. But chili, it's not an industry. It's not chili industry. It's not exist yet. Because if you wanted to export chili to China or to other countries, you cannot find qualified chili in the market, local market. In Pakistan, the chili, if this year chili price is very high, then there will be a lot of growers grow chili, and next year the price will go down, like they cannot recover their cost, and then they will try, and next year maybe 1/3 will left, 2/3 will leave, and then also the chili quality is very low. The reason is that the farmers will not sell their chili if they cannot make money. So they will keep their chili in their warehouse, even if it rusts. And then the next year, when the price is high, they will sell. But the quality is very bad, but the market will still accept it. So this is about Pakistani chili market. There's no, it needs a lot of development from the seeds, high-yield seeds, good practice, post-harvest, and also the market. So, as we realize where the problem is, this is the first step to solve the issue. So the problem is that there's not enough market for Pakistan. But in China imported about 200,000 dry chili, 200,000 tons dry chili every year. So the market is there. And mostly we import from India, like about 80%. And the tax we import from India is about 20%, but in Pakistan now it's 10%. And we are going to reduce it to 0% to make Pakistani chili more compete in the global market. So it is about industry building. From our estimation, it will take 5 years. So now it's about 3-4 years. And after 1.5 years, the framework will be ready. And the Pakistani chili industry will have a global competition, will have the advantages in the global market. And this year, because the protocol this year, the protocol between China and Pakistan has been signed. But it's been late. So before the Chinese New Year, we expect about 2,000 tons exported to China. And next year is about 20,000 tons, 20 to 30,000 tons. It depends on the infrastructures. Because to have the industry, just grow chili is not enough. We need to process it and to reach to the standard. So it's all about the standard industry building, and we also received a lot of recognition from Pakistan and China. And so very good news is when our chili will export to China, our governor will also present to receive the chilies. Major governor and all those medias, because it is a historical movement. This also brought a lot of attention from China, those agriculture companies. Last time, about 3 months ago, in one expo, and there are about 92 Chinese agriculture companies. They wanted to listen. They wanted to know what is the potential for Pakistani agriculture sector. And we share to them. And also there are some agriculture company, they are doing the peanuts, like peanut corporation and Corona, not Corona, sorry, Canona. I just, this mistake, we will bring another issue. Okay, Canona business. And about 2 months ago, there's another company, they are doing carrot business. And they asked me, so is it Pakistan potential for carrot? I told them, you need to find where you want to sell. And they also make a plan to visit from Punjab to Sindh and to see the potential. Yeah, I told them, go ahead to check yourself. Yeah. So Pakistan has a lot of potential, but they also need a lot of the policy support, and it's not easy, but we need one successful story, and also then it will gradually the other like financial support and also like technical support from different crops. For different crops will naturally come. So we need a successful story. So this is my point. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our distinguished guest speaker has talked about chili. Chili is definitely not going to take care of the hunger, as a matter of fact.
Oh,
Yeah, because if you eat one chili, you forget about your hunger. That's one point. But what point he was making was that the policy is required, the right policy is required, for which the countries have to listen to such experts as to what their experience is. He's very right that one good practice will definitely invite others to follow suit. So we have heard him that after Chile, which he has successfully produced over there, and now they are progressing in this direction. The Chinese, other Chinese, agriculture sector people are trying to come to Pakistan, grow their things over there. So that means if that in that way will take care to this hunger-free world aspect. I just wanted to ask you that one very important point which he made was that the marketing part is missing.
The marketing part is, yeah,
Because if the marketing part is not good, if the country's government or the relevant departments, they do not work for the farmers to find their market or align them with the markets, then definitely there will be discouragement for the farmers. So this is one point.
yeah, they will make a lot of products wasted. Because like in Pakistan, tomatoes, about 60% of tomatoes are wasted because there's no lot of processing unit for the tomato processing. So a lot of over 60% of tomatoes are wasted. And if they make it like a tomato sauce or other products by processing unit, they can sell and to keep it well. And so this needs a systematic development, and for industry development is very important. No matter for chili or other crops, yeah, the same.
Exactly. That was very insightful. No doubt, we need many other efforts like this, and Mr. Peter's efforts are commendable. This is a way towards enhancing disease for food security and food production as well. And not only food production, but also making our food and agriculture system resilient from climate change. Now I would like to request Mr. Dr. Almir to give his presentation, and our apologies for the delay.
Once again, thank you so much, and apologies for this technical glitch. So I'm gonna talk about the food security, and I'm gonna talk about the definition of food security, the dimensions of food security, and indicators of each dimension. And we're gonna go through the challenges, the main challenges towards achieving the food security. So the food security is defined as the status where all people at all times have physical and economic access to sufficient, safe, and nutritious food that meets their dietary needs and food preference for an active and healthy life. And in fact, this definition leads us to these four dimensions of food security. So when we talk about food security, basically we are talking about availability, accessibility, utilization, and stability. And all of interventions, technologies that we are talking about, that we've been developing, in fact, are falling within these four dimensions. So when we are talking about hydroponic, vertical farming, integrated industrial 4.0 into agriculture. So we're talking about availability, accessibility, utilization, and stability. The question is, how can we define availability? Is there like certain indicators for availability and likewise for others? The answer is yes, and this is quite, I would say, it's available in the literature, and most of the countries they rely on these indicators in order to evaluate their progress in food security. Availability, in fact, we have like four indicators for availability. The first one is agricultural orientation index, which is the agriculture share of governmental expenditure. So how government is spending on agriculture. So this is one indicator on availability. The second indicator is food losses. So if we lose more food, then the availability is low. Import dependency. To what extent we rely on importing food. So this is in fact one of the indicators, one of the important indicators on availability. Agricultural water. So it's quite important to know where water is coming from for agriculture. So this is quite important. This, in fact, goes in line with what I mentioned in the beginning, that it is important to consider water and food mixes. So it's quite difficult to separate food out of water. So if we don't have enough water, then this in fact will affect on the availability of food. Accessibility, it is measured by poverty. So more poor people, then it gives like an indication that the accessibility is low. Food consumption expenditure. So how much households are expending on purchasing food. Unemployment. So if we have like a high unemployment, then this in fact gives an impression or an indication that the accessibility is low. Regarding food utilization, we have in fact two main indicators. The first one is what we call it drinking water accessibility. So if we don't have access to drinking water, then in fact our utilization to the food is limited. And if I ask you what is the relationship between the food utilization and drinking water, what is the relation, the interlinkages between the drinking water access and the access to the food utilization? So if we don't have the access to drinking water, I don't know how we're gonna cook. You're not able to cook. You're not able to wash up fruits and vegetables. So drinking water is linked to food utilization. Sanitation access. Sanitation is also linked to food utilization. So child stunting. So this indicator, in fact, is used to measure the food utilization. So child growth, if the child growth is low, this refers to malnutrition or refers to bad utilization, and woman anemia, of course. Stability, and this is quite important. And it's the last dimension of food security. Stability, we have three main indicators. The first one is climate change. So if the climate, under the climate change conditions, the food supply is unstable. So it's quite important to measure the vulnerability of like a given area to climate change, so that we can evaluate the stability. The price variances is one of the indicators as well, and supply variability. It is one of the indicators for stability. So these are the main, I would say, indicators for food security. So once again, we've talked about availability, accessibility, utilization, and stability. And those four, in fact, made up the concept of food security. Now, if we're talking about food, the main challenges to achieve food security, there are lots of challenges, but in fact I came up with like 8 main challenges for food security. So the first one is climate change. So climate change leads to water stress, flooding, and drought, and all of which contributes to low accessibility, low availability, low utilization, and low stability. Population growth, of course, course, when the population increased, then we need to come up with innovative food systems to feed all of these people. Land degradation, biodiversity loss, water scarcity, limited access to technology, which is quite important. Technology nowadays plays an important role in achieving food security. And political conflicts. Political conflicts is one of the challenges that face food security. So these are the main challenges. But the question is, how are we going to address these challenges? So we have 8 challenges, and we need to discuss in the panel, we need to discuss how we're going to address these challenges. So we have population growth, we need to address this challenge in order to achieve food security. We have climate change, how we're going to address this problem, land degradation as well, and water scarcity, biodiversity loss, and political conflicts. So we're going to discuss this during the panel. I'm going to finish here. So thank you so much.
I'll just go ahead and start. How many people know in the last 30 years, or I would say, let's say, in the last 50 years, how much food production has grown? What percentage? Any idea? Just give any number. Anybody, any number. How much food production has grown in the last 50 years? 60? 60? Okay. Anybody else?
75.
75? Okay.
I would bet 400.
400. 200%. Okay. Actually, it has grown only 50%. Okay. On the other hand, population has grown 30%. So there should be enough food. There should be enough food so that. Okay. Anyway, you set it up. I'll say. So there should be enough food to meet the needs of the world. But why are we not meeting the needs of the world? What is happening is, if you know mathematics, that you reach a certain critical point, and then after that critical point, every 1% increase or decrease becomes exponential. Okay? So 30% population growth has put a lot of stress on water resources, on soil resources, and then unhindered use of chemicals, especially urea and all those things, that have really destroyed the soil. And this has become a major factor in quantity of agriculture and the quality of agriculture. Our food is nutritionally not dense enough that it can really help the growth of the children. And as we adults we grow, with all kinds of diseases, diabetes has become very common disease. All of this is food related. There was no diabetes more than 100 years ago. But now we have rampant diabetes because of nutritional quality decline of food. Okay, now let me give you another warning actually. There is something called AMOL. I don't know how many people are familiar that the water goes, and there are regions in the world. Okay, on this planet, the water goes to the colder spots, and then from the colder spots, the water comes back to the warmer spots on this ocean. And these are ocean currents. AMOL, the Atlantic. The AMOL is the Atlantic current wave that goes all the way to Alaska and then goes all the way to Florida and those places and then to Mexico in the Atlantic Ocean. The scientists are saying this AMOL may fall down by 2025. We're talking about a year or two. What does that mean? If that the water stream, if it falls down, that means the temperature of the ocean will be much higher. For example, this summer, the water temperature around Florida was 100 degrees Fahrenheit. When the water temperature is so high, how are you going to grow rice? That's a big challenge. So in terms of quantity of how are we going to grow and the quality of what we are going to grow, these are major issues of climate change. My answer to this is, let us make two things. One, food security as an industry, because when you make it an industry, you do planning. I mean, for example, our friend Peter has talked about the chilies in Pakistan. One year, the demand is high, so we have a lot of chili. Tomato demand is high, we have a lot of tomatoes. But then the next year, farmers are not growing. And then the food waste. If you make it as an industry, then there is proper planning. One of the things that is missing in Pakistan, in many third world countries, is the proper planning of food distribution, not just marketing. Marketing is just one part of the planning. If there is no plan, we don't know. I mean, if I don't know where is the exit, if there's no map, I think I'll be lost here just like everybody else here, right? So there has to be a proper map. How are we going to get to a certain destination? That is one of the biggest problems in Pakistan and many developing countries. Okay? So we need to make food security as an industry and climate change as an industry. When I say climate change, there are three things that need to be done. It's not just mitigation. Everybody's talking about mitigation. Well, you know, how are we going to mitigate if the oil producing countries, how are this? And I don't want to mention the country. Okay. But one of the oil producing countries, I was in their pavilion and I said, you know, the phase out of oil, and the guy immediately corrected me. No, there will be no phase out. Don't talk about that. Okay, sorry. All right. So when there is no phasing out of fossil fuels, so it's not mitigation. It is going to be adaptation. The weather is going to change. How are we going to adapt? I was in Malaysia a couple months ago, and every day it was raining. For 3 months, every day it is raining. And Malaysia is talking about that we are going to have 5 crops of rice in 2 years. And I told the Prime Minister, I said, how are you going to have these 5 crops if it is raining every day? You need to do something about it. He said, what can we do? I said, you know, again, the adaptation, that you have to do certain things of how food has to grow. This is a very important realization. If we know how we can grow food in any circumstances, then you can meet the food security goals. Otherwise, forget about it. I think there will be mass starvation. I'll give you one example. After Second World War, Netherlands used to have starvation. They didn't have enough food. But right now, they're the second largest agriculture export country of the world. How did they do that? There was one crazy guy, his name was Dr. Rudy Ravitch, okay, that was at Lincoln University. He said, our environment is not suitable for outdoor agriculture. Let us go indoors. Okay? People listened to him. Some people, they said, you know, this thing, no, wait a minute, this is not agriculture. But then some other people, they said, you know, let's try it. And they started to do indoor agriculture. They started it in the 60s, 70s. By 80s, they had made it into an industry. They started to export to all the European countries. I was just, in fact, before coming here, I was in Amsterdam. And even when you land in Amsterdam, you look out of the window and you see greenhouses. They built greenhouses, indoor agriculture as an industry. I've eaten their tomatoes in the United States. I live in California and Silicon Valley, and you know, sometimes I go by food out there. Anyway, I bought tomatoes and I said, wait a minute, it looks like Holland tomatoes. And then I bought tomatoes in Indonesia, and it was Holland tomatoes. So then tomato is everywhere in the world. And by the way, China is the largest tomato processing country in the world. They don't produce that much tomatoes, but they are the processors of sauce. Heinz ketchup coming from China, the big drums. Yeah, but it gets bottled under Heinz label, it's small bottle. But this is what is called plant agriculture. So, anyway, we need to go, I mean, time is very short, so I'll try to conclude this thing. We need to do plant agriculture in Pakistan. And alhamdulillah, I have a very good technology for that. One of the things that, I'm going to quickly go through this thing. One of the problems with the greenhouses is they consume a lot of electricity. So my solution for that is, I have a special technology of greenhouses whereby they produce electricity. They just don't use electricity, they produce electricity. So I can grow food and at the same time, I can give electricity to the village next door or to the urban community. I can have a food factory in the middle of a car park lot, okay, and at the same time I can give electricity. It would be a perfect model for a month, you know. So I hope to do it in Gaza too, by the way. Yes. Inshallah. This is Dr. Raymond, Dr. Raymond. He's the head of the Organic Farmers Association of Germany, and he's also a professor at Kassel University. I was in Pakistan, and he called me and he said, I have 30 minutes, can I visit your greenhouse? I said, no problem. He came, he looked at it, he was there for 3 hours. He said, I've never seen any of this technology in Germany, never seen it in Europe, never seen it anywhere in the world. And then he said, I am shocked to see it in Pakistan. Then he started to think. Then he said, no, it's not because of Pakistan, it's because of you. This technology has been developed in Silicon Valley. In Pakistan, we have even enhanced its value, enhanced its property. Now I can put up greenhouses anywhere in the world, including China. Don't copy my technology.
What a joke.
I'm afraid you're sitting there and she's taking
I have your picture.
I'm not Chinese.
Yeah, you just retired here.
You're allowed to take pictures.
So anyway, then I was in Malaysia, and there was this one other German guy I met there, and he said, what are you doing in Malaysia? You should be in Italy. You should be in China. No, not China. You should be in Germany. He said, you should be there. And he said, because that's where the demand is. And in reality, really, that's where the demand is. So anyway, so this is I'm just showing you part of the technology. I'm not going to show everything because he's going to copy it. I'm very afraid of this guy right here. So basically, I can grow 80 varieties of tomatoes. How long does it take to grow wheat in a field? How long? In a field. Wheat, gandum. I mean,
3 months.
6 to 8 months? I grow it in 2 months. Rice, 2 months.
Okay.
Again, you know, this guy I'm afraid. But anyway, it's all right. This technology we share with the world. I have, in fact, is Kaiser here? Kaiser, please don't forget to take some seeds that I brought from the United States. One of the biggest problems with the developing countries is seed quality. We need to really work on the seed quality to make sure that the quality of seed is very good. I bring seed from the United States, from some proven vendors. When I bring the seed from the United States and I grow it in Pakistan, I get 94% grow results. When I buy the seed in Pakistan, unfortunately, I get 50% results. So we need to do, one of the things that we need to do is to grow, not grow water, but grow seeds. What kind of products I grow? How many colors of capsicum or bell pepper is there? How many colors? Three. Red? Yellow? Green? Orange? Okay, 4?
Yes, that's all I know.
That's all you know.
Yes.
I grow 14 colors.
What?
From white to black. Yet I'm holding the black peppers actually. The black peppers. Ever seen it? Right? Have you seen black tomatoes? Black tomatoes? I grow black tomatoes. Cherokee orange tomatoes. I have 80 varieties of tomatoes. I'm not going to make tomato sauce out of it. But for cooking and for salad, it's a perfect item. Okay? And I have a complete ecosystem, how an industry of food security and how an industry of climate change can be developed. Time is short. I'm not going to go into detail, but basically I have a program whereby you have to start training from the people. It's always start from the people. People are talking, Malaysia is talking about having electrical vehicle industry. And I told the investment minister, Mr. Daful, I said, how are you going to grow? You don't have even the technology. You don't even have the people to fix electric cars. So how are you going to make Malaysia the hub of electric cars? You can't do that. You cannot grow a food security as an industry or climate change as an industry without training people. And this is going to be the most demanded training in the world. And I'm hoping I can train about 1 million people out of Pakistan and some other countries.
How about Chinese?
Or Chinese, you got too many people. So, but anyway, the first step is train people. I mean, Cherry is doing very well. I mean, Geely is doing very well. And you know, in terms of the electric cars, there were 500 manufacturers of electric cars in China, too many. Now cars are getting rusted in the parking lot. They're down to 99. They'll be down to about 10. That's how things consolidate when you build an industry. But anyway, we start with the training, then some funding, and then this is how you start to plan out the industry. What Pakistan and the developing countries they need is proper planning of how to build climate change as an industry, food security as an industry. I told you I was going to surprise you, right? Never heard of that before, right? And how the funding flow goes and all of that, and greenhouses. I think that's about it. I don't want to show too many things, you know, time is short, and plus my secrets will be out. All right.
I think we have half an hour. We can have some discussion.
Yeah.
Right.
What are mind-boggling ideas?
Please have a seat.
No doubt it was tremendously a proud moment for Pakistan. And together with such kind of technologies that even China is spellbound. Now I would like to invite our panelists to embark on the discussion of the topic, the real topic, why we are here. And tell their brief perspective, how Pakistan can contribute for global food security. Pakistan has a great contrasting situation. We have about 44% of children under the age of 5 suffering from stunted growth, while we are wasting our food produce about 40%, the different figure, but about 40% of our vegetable and food production is wasted every year. So it's a quite a mix of challenges that we face, and we know now the problems that we face. How about our solutions? How Pakistan can contribute nationally and globally for food security? Your take, Administrator Basman.
I think I thought maybe the bank on
Mike.
presentations have been made because he talked about the factors. He talked about the factors that which are affecting food production and actually calling to question the food security. I think instead of focusing on just one country, that is Pakistan, I think this is global issue. Food security is not just Pakistan's issue, it's a global issue. And I believe that we should take advantage of the presence of these experts here so that they talk in general as to how food security can be addressed, this issue can be addressed. We know in Pakistan, I have been in civil services for 33 years, and we know that this is not a rocket science, how to take care of that. I have been aware of this problem that the food gets wasted, but both vegetable and the fruits, they get wasted to the tune of 50%. It has come down a little bit. But I think that's the reason why actually I mentioned the marketing part, marketing aspect, which he said that's not the only thing. I know it's not the only thing, but I think that there's always a starting point. May I request Professor Wing to elaborate further the points he had made about his aspects of the repeating production.
Thank you so much. Well, thank you so much. In fact, as I mentioned in my presentation, we have lots of challenges facing the concept of food security. So, as I mentioned, we have climate change, we have population growth, and we have water scarcity, and we have biodiversity loss, and so on. And I would say what Mike really here presented goes in line with all of these challenges, and it can. So, new technologies can address these challenges. So we need together to think about new technologies, to bounce ideas off each other. What are like the new technologies that can address the availability of food, the accessibility of food, utilization of food. So indoor, of course, indoor agriculture is quite important. In Jordan, for example, we've recently introduced the concept of vertical farming, indoor vertical farming, and we've introduced the concept of using LED light in enhancing the crop production, and it's getting widely accepted in Jordan, but the issue of energy consumption is the bottleneck. So if we can address the energy consumption, and I think you've addressed this in new technology. In a nutshell, new technologies and access to new technologies is quite important to address the food security. Yeah.
Mr. Peter, your take on this subject?
For what you mentioned about the new technology, how to preserve the food is also important. Like in China, what we do is China this year's the pre-cooked food industry is developed very fast. Why is a pre-cooked food? So we can get those products and make it pre-cooked, and then can keep it for long, like 7 months. It's okay. And also we are building more cold storage and cold supply chain. So this is for long-term plan, and this is also a way to keep the food less waste for food. Yeah.
Thank you. Mr. Minhaj.
Again, I cannot overstress proper planning. And also to make it as an industry. I mean, once you make it as an industry, then you can even adopt new technology. Even if you have new technology, then you don't have the planning. I mean, how are we going to do that? I mean, in my greenhouse. Hello? Okay. In my greenhouse, lately we've been growing saffron. Okay? It's a very unique product. But the reason for that is the perfumery industry is huge. It's not just the food security that you can grow different kind of foods, but at the same time, if you can even grow different kind of flowers. And in the perfumery business, I found that there's certain perfumes or certain essences which they cannot be gotten in the field because it takes too long for the flower to be picked and then to be processed. On the other hand, if you do it indoor, you can process that same flower in 2 hours. So this is talking about logistics. So you have to have proper logistics. I mean, as I said, China is not the largest producer of tomatoes. It is actually Netherlands. But China is one of the biggest processor of tomato sauce and exporter of tomato sauce because they are able to take the tomatoes from the Xinjiang region and then process it, put it into the cans. Pakistan has not done that yet. I mean, we can sold a lot. That's not it. You know, we need to start canning % of the waste. So these are some of the issues. So the logistics, the distribution part, marketing part, all of this goes with the proper planning, and I think that's basically the idea.
Thank you.
Any questions?
Yeah, if participants have any questions, you're welcome to ask any question.
There you are.
I do want to emphasize, by the way, I mean the AMOL, please don't forget this word, okay? The Atlantic.
Do you post the copyright over there?
Thank you very much. My name is Kaisar Nawab. I work at ComSets, Commission of Science and Technology for Sustainable Development in the South, which is the organizer of today's event with NDRF. My question is just like a simple and a social question: that how can we motivate the young people to promote the farming culture inside their mind? Because these days the digitalization, AI, ChatGPT, and all these things, the gaming, Xbox. It is something which is like moving the young people, particularly from the global south, who is not even access to the internet, the electricity, these tablets, touch screens, and all these Androids, phones, etc. But they are thinking of those things while they are having a huge gap to afford these kind of facilities and the electronic stuff as well. So how can we promote the culture which I have seen back in 10 or 15 years while my grandfather and father was farming, and I'm still proud on that I'm one of from the family who is a farming family as well, because it's a hobby and it's given me a pleasure while playing in the sand and digging it and planting a tree and owing like a kids and then naming it. They took me to the memories that we had during the school age, but now we have the mobile phones and the games and stuff. Thank you.
I think the shortest answer to this question. The shortest answer to this question is keep them hungry for 2 days and tell them there is no food.
The protein
Please eat up these microchips, eat up these phones, eat up the wires that are available there, and eat up these television sets and the computers and the laptops and the iPads, and let's see how they react. I think it's about this is the job of not these scientists. This is a job which is a mammoth task. You have to give direction to the energy that is there in the youth of every country. And you have to divide this. You cannot have the entire youth working on digitalization or internet or producing some sort of a technological product. So it is the job of the government. Government have to devise those mechanisms, devise those policies, and create attraction in this area. and also in order to satiate and in order to satisfy their inner self of those youngsters who want to be part of the technology. The application of technology should be actually found in the areas of food production, and this is where they will find the satisfaction. So they will become a part of not only technology in terms of applying technology, but also for production of food to address food security by remaining involved in the technology.
I can add to this. The average age of farmer in Pakistan, do you know what it is? Anybody here? 52. In many countries it's 58, 60. So there is a big crisis. Young people are not into farming. So how to motivate them? Yes, it is government responsibility, but at the same time it is corporate responsibility as well, companies. And one of the things that attracts young people, indoor farming. Indoor farming is an air-conditioned environment or temperature-controlled environment, and they're working they're working with all kinds of devices, and they like that. I mean, I can take a young person with high school education, and within 6 to 8 months, he can grow saffron for you in a greenhouse. Okay? He can grow tomatoes for you. He can grow a lot of vegetables for you. And he's excited because he knows he works in a technology environment. You know, he doesn't think that he's working in the outdoor, in the sun, in the sweating sun, and the soil, and the dirt, and all of that. But then, that same guy that is working indoor, you can put it out in the field. Because now he's learned what is the importance of growing food. Okay, so you need to have both combination of outdoor and indoor agriculture, regenerative agriculture. This is something that young people, they are liking it. A lot of young people are getting into indoor agriculture, and for outdoor agriculture, again, regenerative farming.
You could proudly mention that in his own farm, which he has shown the pictures of that, all the young people are working here.
If I may add, thank you for the question. I think it's quite important to think about the youth and how to motivate them. And I would say that probably we have like 2 ways to motivate them. The first thing, integrate digitalization into agriculture. So they like digital tools, so we can integrate digitalization into agriculture. And there are now lots of tools that can be used in agriculture, big data and IoT sensors and all of this stuff, and mobile applications. So this might get youth attracted to the agriculture. The second thing is we need to look at agriculture from interdisciplinarity dimension. So it's not only agriculture and food, but it is it is health, it is water, it is social, it's economic, it is business. So we need to look at agriculture from different perspectives. So by doing so, I think youth and the young people they will get more attracted to agriculture. Yeah.
Hi, it's more of a comment, less of a question, just to add to the discussion. By the way, I'm Fakhruddin Malika. I work at the International Chamber of Commerce, and I think what all of you were saying can be put together and categorized into one main thing, that you need to incentivize the youth, and in order for them to take part in agricultural initiatives and be part of farming. And whether it's digitalization, whether it's indoor farming, all of that comes within this bracket. And another layer could perhaps be of this incentivization is to make it financially feasible, financially attractive for people to get into farming, make finance and capital accessible, and also doing perhaps educational campaigns, cultural campaigns, and sort of appreciating the value add that a farmer has to the economy. Because like you said, keep them starving for 2 days and they'll realize that what's the importance of food security and how these food supply chains function. So, thank you.
Shall we?
Do you want the question to be addressed by some specific?
It was just a comment. He is right. He has actually summed up many things. But that's the power of the youth.
Thank you.
Follow-up question: what kinds of incentives will you propose? Is it like sorry to put you this one, but do you think that it's like monetary? Yes, exactly, like loans, for example, something like this, or like incentives? Oh, yes, please. Yeah.
One of the reasons young people they very much like to work in my greenhouse. First of all, it's the only greenhouse in Pakistan. Okay, so they're very motivated that they're working on something very unique. So it's the mental satisfaction. The second thing is they know that hopefully, inshallah, we will launch our company and it will go for IPO. And this is where the stocks, okay, so incentivized by giving them something that has monetary value. Okay, so yeah, you can give salaries, but then you can get better salary than someplace else. So salaries will not motivate the young people alone. Okay, I mean, it has to be something very different. So what I have offered to these young people is, okay, you work on this thing, we are going international. Hopefully we will be getting listed within 5 years, and inshallah you'll get some stocks. Okay, I give stocks to the people now, so they know they have a share certificate. Then hopefully one day when we get listed, even the janitor can become a millionaire, right?
In nutshell, is actually the incentive is, which side is ownership.
Thank you, Mr. Mulhad. I would request Mr. Ambassador to conclude the ceremony with his closing remarks. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think it was a very fruitful discussion. I think those who have missed this session, they have really missed a lot of content to learn from. And I want to thank all our distinguished guest speakers here, excluding me. I wasn't the expert, to be here with us and benefit. And I'm sure that this entire recording that has been done will be of great benefit when we put it on line for people to actually know what has been talked about in terms of food security. Because food security is greater challenge than the weather or the climate change. Because climate change is intrinsically linked to food security, and food security is the main area of focus for the entire globe. And I believe that this is an area which needs greater attention. This needs countries to come together. And I believe that while sitting over there, I got an idea as to what would be my next step to contribute towards addressing the issue of food security, because I am sitting on a platform which is of 27 countries. So I was thinking about it, and I thought maybe, and this food for thought actually was provided by your talks over here. So thank you very much once again. I want to really express my profound gratitude to the Ministry of Climate Change for affording us this opportunity, and also want to thank our partners, the NDRF, for being part of this and motivating us to have this event, I would say successfully, in the sense that the success was in the words that came out of the experts, came from the experts, and has got registered here, and not from the size of the audience. Thank you.
Photo?
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your participation.
Just a ritual.
It's a very special.
So we start with the.
That's one by one, right? One by one.
Standing with the challenge.
अपनी चेयर पे रखना है
Full of chilies. Full of chilies.
Yeah, thank you so much.
प्रेजेंट कर देना
Yeah, please.